Whoa, this camera really is not good in the dark, but 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are a little close. I'm going to separate that. There we go. March 31st, 2017. Whoa, you can't even see my face. How about if I get a closer to the candles? This just ain't going to work, is it? There we go. You can sort of see me now. Hi, everybody. Jennifer McCreath's. As I said, March 31st, 2017. 1 a.m. Trans Day of Visibility. How ironic that the power failure that we're famous for here in Newfoundland would hit on Trans Day of Visibility. We do have lights. We've got these candles. We've definitely got matches. Everyone who's seen my video from last summer knows that. And I also got a very bright flashlight. We kind of hold it here. I don't want to waste the batteries on these things, so we'll stick with the candles for now. These candles are, ironically enough, left over from the last time I did a Trans Day of Remembrance ceremony, which of course takes place globally on November 20th. Visibility is an interesting topic. A lot of trans stories in the news lately. A lot of stories about trans people and trans issues. A lot of negative stuff coming out of our friends to the south in the United States of America. A lot of anti-trans bills. Everything from teenagers not being allowed to use high school bathrooms to religious-based people being allowed to discriminate against customers who are trans. Even a bus that is attempting to deny that trans even exists as a medical condition is driving its way around New York City this week. And I'm here, faintly. Let's try behind one of these brighter candles, maybe. If we put 2 here. How's that? Seems to be a lot of trans stories about youth. A lot of interest in trans youth, and I think that's great. Let's not forget there are trans people who are older. And we too deal with a lot of the same crap. And in some ways even more crap than some of these youth have to handle. I could sit here and tell you my sob stories all day and all night. But I won't. I'll just remind you all that I'm still here. Historically, just a couple of months away from my 10-year anniversary living in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador. And shortly thereafter, my 10-year anniversary of coming out full-time as a trans person and living my life as Jennifer McCreath's. Newfoundland, a tough place to be trans. Hopefully a little less tough than it was 9 years ago when I moved here. The problems remain. Can't get a good job. The health care is just as bad as it was in the past. On and on and on, but big shout out. Every trans person that's out there working hard, specifically to some of the pioneers who have been around a long time. Special honorable mention. We all know I ran in the federal election 2 years ago, becoming the first trans candidate. We've got trans people stepping up to the plates, running in provincial elections lately. One going on out in BC, where there's been one confirmed candidate for the NDP, Morgan Auger, and one aspiring Liberal candidate, Stacey Piercy. I gotta be honest, I don't know a lot about BC politics, and I haven't read the platform of either party, but I'm excited to see that both the Liberals and the NDP out in BC are considering trans candidates. It's good news because trans people are people, and a lot of us are tuned into the world around us. And what better visibility and participation in society than to say, I too want to put my hand up and run for an election. Anyway, sadly, I'd be remiss to not mention the horrible incident down in Brazil last month. Telephone cam. Every telephone that people own now has cameras. Unfortunately, some footage of a horrible murder down in the northeast coast of Brazil occurred, and one of several trans people who have been murdered in Brazil this year. But this one's was brutally beaten and caught on film, and the film circulated around the world. Sad reminder of what's still going on out there, and it's totally unnecessary. Absolutely no reason to fear trans people. We are people. Um, Treat us with dignity and respect and equality, and we will show you same as we attempt to take part in this world. People may think of Pride Week a lot, and sure, that's a time when LGBT people come together, but the other 51 weeks of the year, we're part of society. I have a job, believe it or not. I work for a police department. Trans people work in a variety of different industries. You name it, they're probably in it. They might be your barber, they might be your cashier at the grocery, they might be your bank teller. Some of us, very few of us, are fortunate enough to have climbed corporate ladders. Some of us might actually be your senior policy advisor somewhere, or even your manager or your boss. We're getting into sports more and more. We're seeing great stories about trans people getting into sports, breaking down the myths. And keep it up, trans people. And for those of you that don't want to be out front and center in front of the camera all the time, there are other ways to contribute from behind the scenes. We still have a very small, soft movement, and we need to become a little louder, get our issues out on the plate, on the table, out in front, and keep on moving. Anyway, from the Power Failure, I'm Jennifer McCreath here in Newfoundland, signing off saying thank you for watching.